41 points, 24 rebounds, 15 of them being defensive rebounds, and 3 blocks.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I think we might have just seen not only one of the greatest playoff games of all time, but one of the best playoff performances of all time. Victor Wembanyama has the game of a lifetime yesterday. After questions, I had some questions about Vic and his playoff struggles, especially seeing the way that teams have played him, and they've kind of started to expose what Victor Wembanyama, how to stop him, how to neutralize him, and it's clear that the Spurs are a different team when he isn't having the same type of impact. But last night, he played 48 minutes, the most that he's played in a playoff game. After sitting around like 30 to 35, he played the most minutes and was by far the best player on the floor. On the same court that features a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a Chet Holmgren, a Jalen Williams, a third-year Victor Wembanyama was the best player on the floor.
My God.
And I just want to point out some plays throughout the game that show you Vic's impact, because he was unbelievable this game. Now, one thing that's clear, Victor Wembanyama's Defensive Player of the Year. Here's why he's Defensive Player of the Year. You have a possession like this, right? Shai has the ball at the top of the key. Now, the Spurs all day were hounding Shai. They were tiring him out, and that's why he didn't have the best game. But Shai at the top of the key, Keldon is on his ass. Look at the way the Spurs are playing him. Wing and elbows. They're over here at the top of the free throw line, and they're over here at the elbows. They don't trust Jalen Williams as a shooter. They don't respect Lou Dort as a shooter. J-Dub, they're not respecting him. Look at how far down Dylan Harper is playing. Only person who gets some sort of respect is Jared McCain, but all eyes is on Shai. As soon as Shai tries to go this way, it's over. If he goes this way, they're pressing him. Look, Shai, you see how when Shai goes behind the back, look at what Devin Vassell does. He gets right in position. Boom, he tries to drive. Devin Vassell is right there. They're all in Shai's grill. Shai likes to get downhill, get to the mid-range, shoot over people, make tough shots. That is Shai's game. So how you prevent that? Don't let him get to his spots. Don't let him do any of that. You do stuff like this. You force Shai to make a tough pass. And this tough pass forces Jared McCain to get in instead of getting like a step back three. And look at Vic's impact right here. I bet if you asked Jared McCain what he was going to do right here, more times than not, he's saying, I'm going down here and I'm going to lay this bitch up. Look at Vic. As soon as Vic moves in that paint, he stops, takes a tough, not ideal shot, and it's over with. He misses. The Spurs get the rebound. Next play right here. Once again, Shai's coming down the court. He's getting harassed. Shai got harassed all game long. He comes down the court. Now you got Stephon Castle on him. And now it's like, okay, I got to reset. Shai's trying to reset. He can't get past him. Stephon Castle is bodying him up. They were being physical with Shai last night, and Shai really struggled, bro. He really struggled. So he tried to reset. Once again, boxes and I think it's boxes and elbows, because the box right here, elbow right here, that's where they at. That's how they're playing. Not even respecting Jared McCain, J-Dub, the other J-Dub. They're not respecting anybody out here. Shai's trying to size him up. He's trying to do a step back. I promise you Shai doesn't want to do a step back right here. You have 10 seconds left on the shot clock when he takes this step back right here. I promise you this isn't something that he wants to do. But he takes a step back, not an ideal shot, and drains it because he's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But that's not his bread and butter. His bread and butter is going down to these elbows, going down to get into the paint, slashing, and making a bucket. But, I mean, when you Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bang, that's how you do it. Once again, Shai is getting hounded. He's getting hounded. Full court. Carter Bryant on his ass. And he gets a screen from Chet. This is a little bit of a weak-ass screen, but they're not worried about Chet. They're not worried about Chet. Carter stays on him. Keldon Johnson comes down. He's worried about Shai. Dylan Harper's over here cheating over. Shai passes it to Vic. I mean, not Vic. Shai passes it to Chet. Chet passes it. Why? Don't know why you pass it, but this closeout was amazing. Makes a bad pass to Casey Wallace. Now you're forcing a guy who, this isn't his game. This just isn't who he is in the NBA. Gets ripped, loses the ball, tries to recover. It's all sloppy. Now he's trying to score. Vic's in the paint, so you got to pass. Dylan Harper is right there. You just funneled it right to Dylan Harper. Why do you pass, though? Because you have this Demogorgon in the paint. Vic just slid over so nonchalantly, like, dare you, and he passes it. That's the type of problem that Vic was calling for these boys all night. And it's like, even on possessions where you could argue like the Thunder are like, they're so close, they're right there, they might have found the counter. The Spurs are just so locked in defensively. And shout out Sean Sweeney on this defensive game plan that he put together. Jay's coming down court, he's hounded again. He's trying to drive. Look at this. Denver right there. I dare you to come right here. Shea resets, goes the other way. And because he has three guys, 1, 2, 3 guys giving him attention, he has to pass. Chet's in the corner. This is another thing about Chet. Like, Chet's shot release is so slow to where, like, Chet gets the ball right here. Look where Stephon Castle is. My goodness fucking gracious. He has to reset, pump fake. Just not the most ideal shot, man. That's not what the people want to see. And then the play of the game. It's overtime. Victor Wembanyama has been going off all game. But the Thunder really look like they have still managed to hold on. They can hold on. It's 32 seconds left. You get a stop. You get on offense. The momentum is yours. And Victor Wembanyama, there's no breakdown needed for this shit. Victor Wembanyama comes down. Pass it back to him. Bang. What the fuck do you do? What do you do? Bang. What the fuck do you do in this instance, bro? There's nothing you can do to defend Victor Wembanyama from that deep out. I don't think anybody in the fucking arena expected him to take that shot except for Victor Wembanyama himself. He absolutely spazzed. That, on top of already having an amazing performance at this time, to take a shot like this where the Thunder have gotten control, it's overtime, it's looking like the game is about to be over. This is your last push. Vic comes down, passes the ball, gets the ball back to him. You know what? Fuck it. Steph took this shot. I can make that bitch bang. And that's the thing. Last night, Victor Wembanyama had the game of a lifetime. He had the game of a lifetime, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, check the fucking stats. 41 points, 24 rebounds, a 40-20 game in a game one in a series that a lot of people are calling like the finals. They're saying whoever wins the series is going to win the finals. This is the real NBA finals, and it lived up to it. I mean, overall, last game, I'm going to glaze the Spurs because I think overall the Spurs had a very good performance. I think the defensive game plan that they had to neutralize OKC really struggled with it. And for Victor Wembanyama to come in and have the impact he has. Dylan Harper to give you a really good game. I mean, like, everybody bought in and had a really good game. Because although offensively, I mean, it was ugly. Julian Champagnie goes 3 for 11 from 3. Dylan Harper goes 8 for 20 from the field, 1 for 7 from the field. Stephon Castle goes 1 for 6 from 3, 5 for 14 from the field. He has 11 turnovers. But defensively, he was locked in. Everybody on the Spurs team was ultra locked in. Like, and down the stretch, when they needed a 3, when they needed something critical, Devin Vassell gives you a 3. Julian Champagnie, one of those 3 threes that he made, he gives you a 3. Vic makes 1 3 this game, and this is the 3 I just showed your ass. The Spurs were remarkable. They came in and sucked the absolute life out of the OKC Thunder. After Vic hit that shot, I seen it and I was like, oh my gosh, and the crowd went silent. I don't think like I've ever heard a crowd get so silent so fast, especially OKC. One thing about the OKC crowd, ever since like back then in the day, they gonna be loud. They have always been regarded as one of the best arenas, one of the best home courts. I mean, like six men. Yeah, I think 6 men in the entire league. But man, tonight, when Vic is just going after you and the Spurs are just not giving up, it's hard. And it looked like, although OKC was the more experienced team, they have a championship, the Spurs look like they were in control for majority of the game. They look like they were the better team for majority of the game. They start off the game on fire. Like they went on like a 7-0 run or some shit like that to start the game off. Then Vic goes out and the Thunder go on their run, and we'll get into that later. But I honestly think the Spurs, they can continue this. Like, what really fucked up the Thunder was this, if we want to get analytical, technical. The Thunder run a very static offense. It's stagnant. It doesn't move. It doesn't incorporate like ball movement. People don't move. It's like we're gonna get the ball to Shea. We're gonna give it to J-Dub. We're gonna give it to somebody. We're just gonna let them cook, and that's just not sustainable. That is not something that you can do for a long period of time to actually get success. And I was critical of this. Even last year when they were going through their championship run and everything, I was critical of this offense because I genuinely hate watching it. Because if you're not making easy buckets and making it easier for your shooters and your playmakers and your slashers, it's rough. And a lot of their offense from their two main people, ball handlers, J-Dub and Shea, comes from driving to the paint. But when you have Victor Wembanyama in the paint, you can't do that. And Sean Sweeney knows this. That's why he has boxes and elbows. Shea, we know Shea likes to get to his spots. He can make difficult shots. Okay, so Shea, before you even think about getting past this free throw line, we're going to throw somebody else in your face and you're getting doubled. And we're going to force you to kick this ball out and pass it to somebody else. And we're going to force them to make a shot. And Alex Caruso, goddammit, gives you 30. He gives you 31 points tonight. 8 for 14 from the field. But is Alex Caruso going to give you another performance like that, though? They shot horribly. And OKC has never been a great three-point shooting team. But 17-45 from the field. The Spurs didn't shoot no better. But that's not their game. The Thunder were forced to adjust. Like, what is she gonna do? Luckily, Alex Caruso comes through for him. But Shea gets neutralized because Shea's getting guarded, boxes and elbows. They're not able to go downhill. When they go downhill, they see Victor Wembanyama standing there looking at them. They have to pass the ball, dish the ball out. That is what really fucked the Thunder up, and they really had no counter to it. But despite all that, they were so close to winning the game. Then Vic comes down and does that, and that's just demoralizing. That's hard to recover from. Victor Wembanyama coming down and hitting probably the biggest shot in that arena's history. Bigger than Steph's shot. This game won the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs are an away team, and Vic hits that. When it looks like all hope is lost, damn near. Vic hits that, bro. Like, that is insane. And I mean, you just saw throughout the game, like when you really got to see Vic's impact, especially when he went out, because when he went out after Spurs on that crazy 7-0 run, then you see the Thunder attacking, going downhill, going at Luke Cornett, and that's why Luke Cornett only plays 9 minutes this game, because it's like, shit, well, if we leave Luke Cornett in there for too long, they gonna get whatever on us. There was whoever offense on his ass when he was out there. But Vic gets there, oh, no, I can't go in the paint no more. I can't do it. And yeah, bro. This was like a fucking classic. I didn't even know how to make a series preview for this game. I'm thinking like, okay, see, y'all like to get downhill. Y'all like to score downhill, but it's going to be very hard to do that with Victor Wembanyama. But shit, the Timberwolves found successful doing it when attacking Vic. Maybe you just got to attack Vic and tire him out. Like, Vic plays 48 minutes tonight, and a lot of that was because he really wasn't tired. He didn't look tired at all this game. Or is that just me? Is that just a T-Low observation? Because when I'm out there looking at Vic, I'm like, yo, this nigga's not tired. This nigga can keep going for 48 more minutes. But if you go down and you punish him and you attack him, yeah, he's going to block the ball. He's going to get some stops. But don't let that deterrence get you away from attacking. But the issue with OKC is they don't want to attack, but they don't have the shooting to offset that. They don't have the shooting to where that's why Shea is in such difficult positions, because they're able to come down and sag off a J-Dub, a Lou Dort, a Chet, because they aren't real shooting threats. They're not real legitimate threats from outside. It's like, okay, boom, Shea, look, you're not getting shit off, so we're going to force these other niggas to do something. And Alex Caruso did something, but nobody else did. Chet Holmgren, I'm very disappointed in you. Not surprised, though. Not surprised. It's always like this when he faces Vic. But I need some give a fuck in your fucking system, bro. There were times throughout this game where I'm like, bro, like, no way you letting this nigga get this shit up off on you, bro. You got to have some give a fuck in your system. Yeah, we know how great Vic is, but boy, you in the NBA just like him. You worked your ass off just like him. You in the Western Conference Finals just like him. You the second runner-up to Defensive Player of the Year behind him. Man, have some give a fuck in your system. He has to be better. He attempts. He didn't. I don't remember him shooting. He shot 7 times this game. You're supposed to be our third best player. You shooting 7 times, and you letting Vic outplay you. Hey, if a dude was talking shit about me, and he was popping it, when we seen each other's up, you might outplay me for sure. but you can't say I didn't try. You can't say I didn't get my best in Chet. 2 for 7 from the field, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. That's not your best. Not at all. We need better from you. We need, or not we, I'm not a Thunder fan, but they need more from you, bro. That shit is piss poor. Shea, I can't even blame Shea for having the game that he had because that was the game plan. Boxes and elbows, Shea. You not getting downhill. You not getting to those spots. If anything, we're going to funnel you to the paint where we have this 7'5" demigod in the paint. And you just going to have to find a way. And a lot of times what happened with Shea and a lot of other guys, they having to dish it out, pass it to people. But the people you pass them to are 1 for 3 from 3, 1 for 5 for 3, 2 for 7 from 3, 1 for 3, 2 for 5, 0 for 3. You're going to have to make them threes, man. And you're going to have to get some real offense or else you're going to be hindered and you're going to lose this series in 7 games. Promise you, you're going to lose this series in 7 games if you're not able to legitimately make some adjustments and run plays, run sets to make life easier for your stars. That's how you win. You don't just be like, okay, Shea, we're going to let you go up the court. You're going to get tired. No, you say, hey, all right, J-Dub, you bring the ball up the court. We're going to have Shea come off a curl. If he comes off a curl, the defender comes up. Now we're going to pass to Caruso. If he stays true, then, okay, Shea, you got like a nice little shot over here in the mid-range. You have to have plays and sets for your players to take advantage of so they can get easy buckets. If you do something like that, oh, my goodness. Sunshine and fucking rainbows for the OKC Thunder, I promise you. I promise you. But this is the criticism that I have, kind of similar to Ime Udoka. Same thing for Mark. You don't run no plays. You don't run no sets. You don't do any of that. And you wonder why you guys are struggling. You wonder why the Spurs, I don't even say they have a simple game plan. It's a great game plan. But you wonder why they have a game plan that takes advantage of the weakness that is the lack of offensive movement, offensive play calling, offensive creativity. Yeah, down the stretch, you're going to just have to get that bitch Shea, let Shea work. You're going to have to do that, for sure. But if you don't allow Shea to get in the rhythm, 7 for 23. 2 for 7 from 3. And we've seen Shea take strides with the playmaking. I have. But he can only do so much, man. He can only make so many passes if niggas not making it. He can only make so many passes if dudes go and pump fake and the Spurs are closing out so hard they have to reset and everything's gets like, you know, jumbled up. He can only do so much. But this was a banger, man. Overall as a game, like it lived up to the hype. It lived up to everything that I was thinking it was going to be. Might have been better. Like honestly, a top playoff game I've ever watched. Vic is insane. I'm very excited to see what the Thunder have next. Like this shit like crack. I want to see what's next. What the fuck? How do you respond, OKC?
So listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house, take your meal, do what you need to do today. I'm not nervous. I'm just telling you.
They just came in your hood, took your chain, bro, in front of your people. How you gonna respond, man? I don't know. This is a great game. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm definitely gonna be back. I had to take a break, y'all. I definitely had to take a break because after doing my spring tour, it was over. But I'm back. We back locked in. And yeah, well, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.